Hello and welcome to this week's Couple Counselling. Sorry, the Running Channel podcast with Sarah Hartley, Tom Dunn, Rick Kelsey.
Very funny, Rick. You know what? I ran a marathon 2 days ago. I haven't had a lot of sleep and I'm feeling a bit grouchy, so watch it.
Yeah, mate, I wouldn't.
Yeah, sorry. All right, I won't get there. So we are going to be hearing about Sarah running the world's deepest marathon, and also Tom here, who's training for his first ever ultramarathon. What is it, December the 7th?
It is December the 7th, arguably more impressive than running a Guinness World Record.
Look, it's not a competition.
I don't know.
Listen,
It's not a close one.
Listen, Sarah, you dug deep and you did it.
All
right.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, let's get all the mining puns out of the way
I haven't got any more, but I bet it was a mind-blowing experience.
Oh, for God's sake. Yeah, great. Okay, perfect. There's actually so much to put into today's episode. We've got an incredible race that we've all watched online that we want to talk about. Lots of different news. Mark has some really exciting news for the world of running. And we've got a great question too. So let's get into it.
Welcome back.
Thank you. But before we dive into this, because, you know, I don't even need to catch up today. I've been allowed to talk about it as the main segment of this podcast.
Yeah.
But let's come to you first. How are you?
Well, I don't really think I can compete with what has happened to you in the last
comparison is
week.
the thief of joy.
No,
Rick.
it is. I mean, I did parkrun.
Yeah,
Classic.
nice.
Yeah. And I've been trying to persuade my tennis coach, Luke, who has a real difficult job, to be fair to him. He coaches me. You know, the world's worst tennis player, to do parkrun for about 18 months since I joined the tennis club.
Right.
And I eventually persuaded him to do it.
You're local?
But so he came to Hellsfire on Saturday, and I was like, see, I can show him teach him a bit of a lesson at parkrun.
Please tell me he absolutely floored you.
Went past me on the line.
On the line?
Yeah.
No. Were you like running together?
Just the last kind of 50 metres came in and just went past me.
Oh, that's harsh from him. Come on, Luke.
Soul destroyed.
Did you talk to him
Like,
afterwards?
he's done it before, but you know, probably 10 times he's done it, and he hasn't done it for a year and a half. And then I'm just like passed out on the floor, just panting at 23 minutes, and he just like, see you, tennis, Rick.
I love Luke.
Luke's so annoying. Luke's just an annoying man.
Luke,
he's an annoying man.
That's so good.
Luke's he's a
So is he
muppet.
coming back next week?
Anyway, yeah.
Sounds like we've got quite a lot of tension.
Yeah,
about Luke.
honestly, I do love Luke. Like, he's got one of the hardest jobs in Britain. yeah. But no, he's not going to come back next week. He's just left me there for dust. Yeah.
Do you think in his head he was like, all right, I'll give it a few months now.
Yeah,
let Rick get a bit faster.
Just let him stew on it. Speaking of dust.
Yeah.
How deep was this marathon?
It was. So I've got all of the like bits and bobs that we got given after the race. We've got my medal here, minus 1,120 metres below the surface of the earth, I think. And then or maybe that's below. There's one stat that's below sea level, and there's one stat that's below the surface.
How'd you get down to that level? Is it like ladder, escalator?
Yeah, it was
a ladder.
You actually
Fireman's
just
pole.
jumped.
A pole.
Yeah.
It's like Paw Patrol pole.
This is what
We know where your kids are at the moment.
This is what massively blew my mind, because I was like, that I didn't even consider that until we got there, and I was like, oh yeah, how long is it going to take to get that far down? It's a lift. And that lift is going up and down kind of, I think someone said somewhere between like 6 and 9 times a day. So it takes 2 minutes and 42 seconds to get down to about 1,000 metres. And what would you expect is at 1,000 metres below the Earth's surface?
A small
Dust.
hole, yeah. Canary.
Oh, a
canary.
A canary. What, is it a Jeep to take you somewhere?
Yeah. There's cars.
Like,
and not.
Yeah.
How do they get the cars there?
I still
Do they
don't
build
know.
them down there?
No.
Yeah, maybe it's like, right, we're just taking the fourth wheel down today, boys.
Genuinely, like,
yeah.
is there a road down to
more than
1,500 metres?
Probably, yeah. So
From the surface?
in some mines, it's like a big spiral, because someone was saying like that would be quite cool to do a marathon where you literally spiral down and you get
that
down.
sounds awful.
But that sounds awful. But there was a full fleet of 4x4 cars. There was a minibus. I can't remember. I don't know. I didn't pay close enough attention. We got in a minibus. And also there is a full office suite 1,000 metres down.
What do you mean?
Like,
Microsoft Office.
No, like on building sites, you would have those like temporary cabins.
Ships with
Oh, I see.
There were artificial plants in this office. This is how like bougie it was.
Was it really
down.
warm?
It was a weird one. So it was 60% humidity and somewhere between kind of 24 to 28 degrees. So
Right.
hot, but not the kind of hot where you're dripping with sweat. It was just like moist. So before we started, all of us were kind of a bit damp, and then by the end, like you could wring out our tops. Like it was really hot, and their air is pumped in. So we were running in what's called an exploration tunnel. Honestly, be prepared to be sick of my mining facts. So we were running in an exploration tunnel. So they drill down, then they'll like blast stuff open, and then they'll also create exploration tunnels out to kind of see if it's worth going up or down from the tunnel. So we were running in this big, long 1.92 kilometer tunnel where there were huge ventilation tubes above us, and that is where all of the air came in. So actually, someone was saying it's kind of like training at the surface has been at altitude and you've come down and so much air is pumped in, it's kind of more air than is up on the surface. So air-wise, good 10 out of 10 air.
Was there a calf?
There wasn't a calf.
Like, imagine if we all done it. If you get your packed lunch.
Yeah,
What
they
did you
did
do?
have. So for us, they created such a lovely like start finish area, and they had a fridge.
It looked pretty.
They had like fridge cold
Yeah.
drinks. They had water, and all of the staff in the mine were like went above and beyond.
Wasn't there really good Wi-Fi as well?
Yeah,
Really?
This literally blew my mind. They were like, "Please don't go on the Wi-Fi because we need all the Wi-Fi for the safety stuff that you had." So we had a little basically Wi-Fi. It was like it was like 2 credit card size.
Right.
And that went on the back of your helmet, and that was your positioning tag. So that meant that wherever you were in the mine, they knew because of the Wi-Fi. But yeah, the Wi-Fi was so good. Someone did a live Twitch stream from the mine for the whole time we were running.
Was it when you compare that to other marathons that you've run over the last couple of years? Where does it compare in difficulty levels?
Hardest.
Yeah, you've run a marathon with me though. Like that
Harder.
must have been pretty hard mentally.
It was, but then I don't think in that marathon there was no doubt in my mind that I would be able to finish it, because I was like, I'm going
So slow.
no, but it was more like I'm not. There were good points where I was like, oh gosh, I'm moving at your pace. I'm not moving at my pace. So I'm not used to that pace. And that was really hard. And it was a long time. So that's quite mentally challenging.
Yeah.
But if you consider the things that you have at most marathons, you have people cheering you on. You have the route is not 11 laps. So you have like different things to see. You're not having to, there were just so many little things where I was like, that makes a huge difference in a marathon. And it was, by the time we'd done a few laps, you were pretty spaced out.
You weren't allowed music either, were you?
No music. I didn't run with my phone just because I didn't want to create any more chafing. So I was holding the GoPro the whole time. And then because it was pitch black, that's a straight no
that
for Rick is already like absolutely not.
No, couldn't do it.
The worst thing was probably please watch the video that I have filmed, because please know that every single time I filmed on the GoPro, I had to turn my head torch off because there was a light on the GoPro which got turned on, and that meant that it
dazzled the GoPro.
Yeah,
I get it. Yeah.
So I was running pitch black blind every single time
Was it
I was
pitch black
filming.
completely? There was no side lighting.
No,
Surely there's
there were
decent lights though, because of everyone else around you with head torches.
But then 60 people across 2 kilometres really get spread out. So there
Especially
were
when you came fourth, wasn't it?
Oh yeah,
Did you go fourth?
Fourth female.
Yeah. So your plan to go all out. And smash
okay,
this.
yeah.
Did that happen?
Let's break this down. For the first 4 laps,
Right. Out how many laps?
11. I was on
So wait,
track
for the
my
first
little plan.
6K?
No, it was 4K per
You
lap.
can't do a lap as an out and back.
Yeah, sorry.
So 4K is a lap. Well,
so
3
4, 8, 12. So for the
8.
first 10 miles,
Yeah.
I was on track
To
run around kind of 4 to 4:05.
okay.
5 past
Right.
4.
Yeah, 5 plus 4.
I ended up running 4:42. So between lap 4 to lap 11, there was a lot of breaking down
your
mentally
slowest
and
marathon?
physically.
Is that your slowest?
No, yours.
Running with Tom. What's your slowest
You
marathon?
really walked into
Where was that?
That was in
Where was that? Chicago, yeah.
Yeah, the windy city.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the dark parts were, so there were two like corners essentially.
When you say dark, is that like mentally or like physically?
No, as in light wise.
Right.
So there were two. Most of the time, you could either see a head torch like quite far in the distance, or there
Was it
were
like a mirage?
Yeah, and it just got further. It was literally the light at the end of the tunnel, but the tunnel just kept
Did you
getting
wait?
longer.
Sorry to interrupt. Did you at any point get actually delusional? Did you like see a Mackey's or something like that, or like?
No, but it's the closest I've ever got to hallucinating, because there was one. So you know how like in any marathon, as you get towards the end, probably like 30 kilometers, 20 miles onwards towards the end, each kilometer or each mile feels longer and longer and longer. And there was one lap where it felt, because essentially it was 2 kilometers with a consistent 2% gradient up. Then you turned around and then you ran back down.
2% though. I
2%, you don't feel
it. I was going to say.
It's like
Until
over
you
500
do.
meters,
Yeah.
isn't it?
like, so yeah, 550 meters across the whole marathon was what we covered,
Okay.
which just for like the slog of just like going up and up and up and up and up, and then you turn around and it still doesn't really feel like a down.
Did you find it hard to breathe?
No, the breathing was actually fine, but there were, it was more like the fueling was just really hard, because I feel like, so there were little stations at either end where the lovely people who were staffing it would fill up your water bottle whilst you were running. So every single time you came back to a full water bottle, and then you were just in charge of like adding electrolytes to it or deciding whether you wanted to take a gel. For the first few laps, I just found it really hard to fuel because it was so hot. Like my lips were, were like wrinkly. We're literally like drying up, and I was like, okay, I'm going to be in trouble here unless I like take on more fuel. So I had just straight water at one end, electrolytes at the other end that I kept topping up, and I was just
Did you
like,
bring them, or did
fuel.
they provide them?
All provided. It was
right,
great.
okay.
So that was one risky move that I made. I made a few risky moves. One, I hadn't run in my helmet.
Yeah, what's it like
before.
running a marathon with a helmet on?
So fine until
It's not.
it's not, because you have to have it on such a tight setting so that it's not like wobbling
Head
as you're
chafing
running.
is something you've not
and it
practiced.
Forehead
just
looks
felt-
pretty okay.
Yeah.
It just felt, no, it wasn't chafing. It was more just like the pressure. So for the last few laps, I was like adjusting it, letting it wobble for a little bit just to give my forehead a bit of like breathing time,
Yeah.
and then like tightening it back up so it wasn't like wobbling around. But yeah, hadn't practiced in the helmet. Also hadn't fully practiced with the nutrition that they were giving, because they provided like gels and electrolytes. I pride myself, and I'm sure at some point this will come back to bite me. Give me anything
Your
as
stomach
I'm
can
running,
deal with it.
and I can deal with it.
Well,
There's
unless
actu-
it's a caffeine gel.
Oh yeah, apart from
Apart
if
from
it's a
caffeine.
caffeine gel, that is the only thing. But anything else, like at one point, the lovely guy Stefan, who was like helping me every time I came into an aid station, was like, "Would you like a banana?" And I was like, "Actually, yeah, I really would." And it was freezing cold because it had been in the fridge. So he gave it to me, and I was like, "Great, thanks." And I just put it on my face, and he was like, "No, I meant." And I was like, "No, I will eat it too. I'm just really hot, so I quite like to use it right now."
Well done you for
Thank
doing
you.
the world's deepest marathon.
Thanks. Yeah, I was. I mean, hopefully we've got a Guinness World Record between us, but if not, then I've got a medal. They also gave us a piece of
Is this
the
a
mine.
bit of the mine?
This is a bit of the mine.
What was the mine?
Bit of zinc. So it's a zinc
zinc mine.
mine. And also, just very quickly to kind of round this off, the reason that this was put on, it was a running event, but it wasn't really a running event. It was put on by the mining industry to show what modern mining is like, which is obviously very hard to show through a podcast format. So please go and watch the video when it's out, probably in the next couple of weeks. Modern mining is not guys with a pickaxe in a teeny tiny hole getting super dusty. Like
There's no canary.
there's no canary. Like, it's so different, and it was so epic to get a bit of a view into one of the world's like best mines, and just learn about kind of how the world works. What they were saying is like there are two ways that you get things in the world. It's either grown or it's mined, and they kind of wanted to to show people what that is. So
Do you think
yeah.
you're going to start watching mining videos on YouTube in your spare time?
I would enjoy that.
You know what I do want to watch? So this is, and I haven't seen this yet. So there are, most of the time they're using machinery. And so in
I
the
just
little...
needed a yes or no answer, really.
Sorry,
Yeah.
yes, because a lot of it is robotically controlled.
Right.
So I just want to see people like using their robots to go into mines. But
Sarah,
anyway, that is mining.
I've
Covered
got a
up.
list that you basically need, you'd think a miner would use for what Tom has to take with him for an ultramarathon. Waterproof jacket, spare long sleeve base layer, hat,
Yeah.
gloves, foil space blanket, first aid provision, charge mobile, hydration system with minimum 500 milliliter capacity, folding cup for drinks and checkpoints. There will not, capital letters, be a plastic paper cup for participants in this race. The point is you will not have cups at checkpoints.
And on top of that,
Is there anything else?
well, there's
Head
also...
torch. You need a head torch. So someone comes and checks that you have all this stuff.
Yeah, and that's
Tom.
not including food and any other things you want to bring. I yesterday did a long run, starting up the bigger mileages now, half marathon pluses most Sundays, which is horrible. But I started doing them fully loaded, and I am a big person. I'm extra large in most things, so that means everything is heavier anyway. Like
Yeah, you
clothing,
can't buy
stuff.
clothes in Japan.
Exactly. There's no need to rub it in. Yeah, my pack was about 2.5K yesterday.
And how does that feel to run
It
with?
feels like I got a little baby on my back. Like if you think like just 500 ml, that's a kilo of water.
Yeah.
Like obviously you're getting through that, but then you think waterproof, all of this stuff adds weight, and because it's large to fit me as well. Like if you and I have the same kit, yours is gonna weigh less because you're a little petite person.
Yeah, but then proportionally.
Yeah, but my muscles aren't
Yeah,
proportionally.
maybe it's the S&C that we're identifying.
But yeah,
as a
it was
problem.
heavy. Honestly, I put that on. I was like, oh, that's a lot, and that I definitely felt that quite quickly in my legs.
And so did that change the way that you were running, or do you think?
Well, it changed the distance. Yeah, I like I said, I started doing these as like full testing days, and it's not just testing like my pack and all the mandatory kit. It's like my outfits on a take as well, because obviously a big thing is to look good, run good, feel good, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So like I did a club post actually, if you follow the journey on the club, and here's my lessons learned from yesterday's half marathon around the Letchworth Greenway. Did the whole loop, pretty cool. New bigger pack, fits like a dream, but it is thicker, so I need less base layers. So instantly I was like, oh, one less layer.
Also on that, it also means that you sweat in the like middle of your back a
It
lot
took
more.
a bit of getting used to, because I was overheating for the first K and a half before.
But also
My
in a
body was
race,
like-
I found if you do have like a big heavy pack on, then you can sweat a lot. But then if you then get to an aid station or like you walk for a little section, it can then
Get cold very quick.
get cold.
Well, yesterday it was a
super
high of 8 degrees and very windy, so I was quite cold anyway.
quick. Right.
PB&J sandwiches, I can stomach those. However, they do not replace a gel in terms of fueling. I bonked.
What
after
sandwiches, sorry?
That. PB&J.
Peanut butter and jelly.
Peanut butter and jam or jelly.
Thank you for the clarification.
Yeah, but they don't give me the same nutritional value, but they were a big motivational uplift. So need a gel on top of that. I'm going to use it as interims. Kind of like, a bit like that. But cut the crust off next time, because they're really hard to eat.
What else? I'm just trying to get my head around this. All this stuff, right? You've got your list, Tom. I get it.
Yeah.
And then you add on top of it, no support or crewing allowed. Is this enjoyable?
I actually really enjoy it, yeah. Like, actually, this is...
I feel like you're into your prime of like,
Yeah.
this is the type of running you've
Mate,
always
I'm
wanted
going
to
to show you
do.
a picture of my outfit later. I was looking so good as well. Like,
Not that that's the main point.
No, but it's a big
And,
point.
and it's a rolling start.
Yeah, I don't know really what that means.
Yeah,
but
what does that mean?
So
it just means I
rolling,
think I'm walking before I run.
no, so a rolling start is basically
Is that not... So rolling start in like motorsport is that like you all be racing, you do an out lap to warm up your tyres, and then you'd all be rolling at the start instead of a stationary
No, I
start.
don't think that's
Is
it.
that not the same?
No, rolling start is just rather than them being like 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh.
It's or like in waves. It's more just like
When you're ready, you can go.
Yeah, you go through.
You start when you're
'Cause
ready.
It's chip timed, so
Yeah.
you can just
Right.
go off.
Oh.
So it probably, I mean, it's quite a small race. So I did it a few years ago. It will probably feel similar. So for
I know. It's the
context-
first time I met your mum properly.
I know Tom
You
and my
did
mum
this
had like
50K
a bit,
race?
Yeah, so Tom's doing the Hurtwood 50K 7th of December. I did it a few years ago. Producer Owen has also done this race. Loads of people have done it actually. I feel like it's a rite of passage.
Well,
A few years, Rick, you'll be doing
I will
it.
not be doing that race.
It's such a lovely because it's
It
a lollipop
It doesn't
route.
sound very social.
So it's like out, little loop, back. And
Okay.
hopefully they still do this. The race director's mum makes flapjacks every year.
Very nice.
And they're so good.
Yeah.
Well,
But yeah.
I'd want a good flapjack for running 50K with no mates.
With no mates. You can do it as in like, so me and Herbert will be out and probably my mum again supporting you.
Yeah.
You know,
What-
you're not allowed. It says no support allowed.
No, as in just no crewing.
Yeah,
so
no-
I can come out and watch you.
Support crews and spectators are allowed to follow you and supply you with food and drink in addition to race checkpoint supplies.
Yeah.
But very clear,
Don't
we
come to the
ask that
checkpoint.
they do not come to checkpoint locations, but meet you elsewhere.
No
Now,
flapjack for me.
Elsewhere could be at the end of a field with some binoculars.
Yeah. I'm actually going to position all of the stops at pubs. Just no.
Okay, I'll come.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, see, some lyrics on board. How are you feeling for the rest of the block, though?
I'm enjoying it. It's just anything over 16K still sucks.
Yeah, that's fair.
Mm.
But you're practicing on the trails. You've got built up to half marathon distance. You're
Yeah.
running like consistently 3-4 times
yeah,
a week.
I think
you're
the
doing really well.
big thing for me on this block is it's first time running 4 times a week, which is I'm either what I feel like my life is right now is either working,
Yeah.
sleeping,
Yeah.
running,
Yeah.
or eating some form of food from our local corner shop because I can't face going to do a weekly shop.
Are you
at the
still
moment.
having 4 meals a day?
Sometimes 5, Rick.
Did we talk about this in Japan? I think though I'm standing by this. I also had 4 meals a day in Japan because the athletics started at 6 p.m.
Oh, it's not about Japan right now. It's
Sorry,
about my ultra
It's
training.
it's not normal.
No, we had supper.
And Andy would say that after training,
Andy had
and
4
I know-
meals
I
a
know,
day in Japan.
Andy would argue that you've got a deficit of calories if you train late at night, and actually eating a 4th meal is really important for athletes. So
Yeah.
he give this. That's
See,
what he give that science
Look
bit.
at this.
Also,
He
you
give-
ate 4 meals a day in
No,
Japan.
I did not.
Yes, you
No,
did.
Sarah, I
yes,
didn't.
you did. I
No,
remember.
no, this
I
is
distinctly
unfiltered.
remember.
I did not.
No, yes, you did.
No,
You did.
Mum,
I'm
Dad,
sorry.
come
I'm
on.
going to call.
Calm down.
I'm going to call you out
No,
here. We
no,
went
yeah,
to
I
the
didn't.
stadium. You had lots of beer. Then we came back and we went. Oh, Rick, do you want to come to the supermarket today?
And
you
I
went.
never
oh,
did.
okay, you did.
I know,
you
honestly.
bought whiskey. You bought your whiskey highball, and then you made me help you pick out a bar of white chocolate.
Okay,
so
all right.
don't lie.
That's
See?
correct.
Yeah.
I got a highball and some white chocolate.
Yeah.
That's not a 4th meal. You would go to the 7-Eleven
You
or
were
the
buying
local.
egg
I'm buying egg
sandwich,
sandwich.
to be fair.
Buying the
Oh
egg
my
sandwich.
god!
You would have
those
a
egg-
proper meal.
I never
You know
did
what?
that.
And
Not do
those
that.
egg sandwiches had the crusts cut off.
I do miss
Yeah.
those highballs.
Right, should we talk?
Basically, to sum it up, I don't know what day it is at the moment.
That's good. I
This
think
is
that's
a
the
lot.
part of ultra training that you're
Yeah.
in. And you've only got, we'll be filming your longest run.
I've got 3 30K plus runs to do still.
That's only 3.
3:30. Oh,
Back to back.
Can I just say something really cool actually, which is useful for people who've done this in the past? You just reminded me saying that you did this race years ago. I found my old London Marathon results still on the London Marathon website from 2017.
I've seen
Oh,
this.
that
Put them in
was
our
nice.
group.
I've seen this. I think you have been changing your finish time quite frequently over the years, knowing because it was.
What was the finish time on the website?
Hang on, I think Tom, you need to explain that.
So
what do you mean?
So like, I've definitely heard you before, been like, yeah, 4 something, 4. I feel like you have.
No, he's never said 4.
Has he
No,
not?
I never.
You've said 5 though.
That would
And
be
what
correct.
Was it?
No, I've
Wasn't
always
it like
been a bit aloof
5:40?
about what it was.
Okay,
And
maybe
what was
that's it.
Because I was partly aloof because I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
Because it was that
And
long.
what actually was it?
It was. I think it was 5:40.
5:40.
Yeah.
There we go.
But I didn't know you could go back and actually find all your splits. This is in 2017.
Oh, really? Hang
so
on.
I went back on the website I was thinking, I'll just have a little look in case I, do this marathon, whatever it's going to be next year. I was going to have a look at how that worked out. All your splits, all your details from 2017, go back, you can find them if you've completely forgotten what you were at. So it was amazing that they were still up.
So Rick's time was 5 hours, 40 minutes and 33 seconds. I've got your splits here.
You can see there's quite a few possibilities where the famous free your headphones in a bin situation happened in those splits.
Oh my God, yeah. So your first 5K, so it does it in 5K splits. Your first split was 6:13 per kilometre.
Yeah.
So let's say most people, they want to, go even throughout the whole race or
Didn't go to plan.
get a little bit faster. Your last 5K split was 10 minutes and 3 seconds per kilometre.
Yeah.
With like quite a gentle fade.
It literally
throughout the
fell
race.
apart after Tower Bridge.
When's Tower
Fell
Bridge
apart.
halfway?
Yeah.
You went from 6:13, 6:30, 7:15, 7:57. Oh, 7:41. We've picked up a bit, but that was that was the halfway split. 8:20. Oh dear, we're in Canary Wharf.
Yeah.
We're so far from the 6 minute. 8:39, 9:32, 10:03. Oh no, and then the finish 8:42.
Yeah,
so
picked
you
up at the end.
did find
So
something.
That's also like probably walking 250, 300 meters of each K. That's because
No, I didn't walk until the halfway point. So I ran the first half. And
that's quite impressive to run an 8-minute K, I think.
No, he was only running 7:57.
And this is what my aim will be if I do a marathon next year.
Walk.
It will be not to not walk. But I do look at that as well and think that was surprisingly slow. And actually, anyone can see how far they've come or how much your time has changed. So actually, that gave me a little bit of reassurance actually, and a bit of confidence that I could do a half decent job.
Do you think? So I have a love-hate relationship with the run, not the walk, not walk thing. Sometimes I find that if I walk for say 200 meters, my next 2Ks would be significantly faster than if I'd have just pushed through for that whole thing. So I don't know. So
I think because sometimes you are just thinking about like, I really want to walk. I walked for a little bit in the deepest marathon.
Did you?
And it really helped.
Well,
I think it's relative though. So like if you've set off, so there, for example, if you've set off at 6 minute Ks and that's your like natural, comfortable, I haven't gone off too fast, 6 minute Ks is what you want, then to go from walking to then back up to 6 minute Ks might be so alien to you. Whereas actually, like, if I would say, like, Tom, you quite often do a bit more of a run walk strategy. So then it feels
not free
also,
choice, but
no, but then also like in the ultra world, you are run walking, so that might be a
look, there is no
natural.
way you can eat a sandwich and run at the same time. Trust me, I tried it. Some of it came out of my nose.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
I think it's an interesting one. There is a school of thought, and I don't agree with it, that you can't say you've run a marathon unless you've actually run it.
That is absolute
baloney.
Insert whatever swear word you can.
I do not agree with that school of thought.
It's such a lie.
Yeah, well, no, but
Because like, did they really walk on the moon, or did they actually just do a little hop, skip, and a jump?
I personally
Do you know
think
what I mean?
if you get round, you've done a marathon, and the run walk method is perfectly legitimate. But I think a lot of people have an aim as well, which might be similar to mine if I do it next year, which I don't want to walk it.
Yeah, and I think that's a great goal because ultimately, like in a marathon as well, like that ended up being my goal for the deepest marathon. Absolutely, that went in the bin
was
on
mine
that
for
night.
my last half.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And that is such a good goal. But if you like, if you've completed a marathon and you say you've run a marathon, you've run a marathon.
Yeah.
Like,
I think if you walked
matter.
an entire marathon, then you have walked a marathon.
Interesting. Yes.
But
so
if
there
you
is a
have-
line somewhere.
Yeah, but if there's a combination, then I just think you've run a marathon.
But he's hit on something, hasn't he?
Where does the line...
But then there are like walking marathon. You've hiked a marathon. I don't know. Should we talk about some news?
Let's do it.
More controversial topics.
But first, news-wise, really exciting announcement from the world of running. Running is getting an indoor treadmill world championships.
So like e-running.
Yeah, literally. And Mark is out in Milan at the moment for the announcement, and here's what he's learned about it.
The Treadmill World Championships. So why does this matter to World Athletics?
It matters because, first of all, it's a World Championships. Secondly, it's the marriage of technology and physicality, which is very important. It's a mission that both world athletics and techno gym have, which is to use our prospective businesses, activities to encourage more people, particularly young people, into patterns of exercise. More people run than do anything else as a participating sport on the planet. To be able to marry that concept to the technology and grow the global running community, the global running family, is a really important concept.
What's the furthest you've ever run on a treadmill?
I did a marathon.
Oh, did you?
I ran a marathon on a treadmill for a charity during the COVID.
Oh, wow. How was it?
It was long.
Longer than a road marathon.
It was longer than a road marathon.
Can a 1,500 meter runner become a good marathon runner?
I think you can. And endurance is endurance. VO2 max is clearly important. And there are plenty of good track athletes that have run very decent marathons. I ran one back in 1991, actually a year after I'd retired. But I've seen some very credible performances from middle distance athletes, both half marathon. I used to run half marathons in training.
Yeah.
So, a good 1,500 meter runner should be covering the kind of distances that would allow them the base for a good marathon time.
And what if they haven't competed for about 10 years?
Well, that's a different concept. That is a slightly different concept. But look, neuromemory is actually quite an important thing.
Yeah.
And look, cardiovascular and VO2 maxes don't suddenly disappear.
Yeah.
That's fascinating, actually.
Really cool. I also am going to be really interested to see what athletes dip into this, because there are so many different championships now. Sometimes we see the track and field athletes do the indoor season and then the outdoor season. Are we going to see all of the outdoor people also doing indoor treadmill season, or is it going to be a different?
And there are just so many
athlete?
events, and people are picking and choosing. I mean, I said this about the Commonwealth Games next year. There's a lot of athletes who, because of the calendar being so jammed, are just saying, well, you know what, the Commonwealth Games doesn't hold a place for me anymore. And it's a massively slimmed down games in Scotland next year anyway. And they're just like, well, you know what, I've got to prioritise some events over it.
I also feel like there could be some big money in it as well, because a lot of e-racing is high stakes. I would like to see what it looks like though. I feel like you could have a bit more fun with it, like make it look a bit like Tron, like lots of neon lights. And make it look
it will be a
quite
proper
cool.
party, and also you'll be able to see the full race start to finish. We actually recently did a head-to-head with me, Jess and Mark versus Andy, and it was quite cool, to be fair. The ending was
on the
very
treadmill,
dramatic.
yeah. Speaking of big money, Melissa Jefferson Wooden, the $100,000 sprint challenge. Now, Melissa Jefferson Wooden is the 100 meter, 200 meter and 4x100 meter champion, US sprinter. She's absolutely unbelievable, consistently runs 10.6, really fast, fastest person in the world, female right now. She did a challenge with Mr. Beast where he asked for 100 people who really rated themselves, men, and it was Melissa Jefferson Wooden versus 100 men on a football pitch in the US.
But not professionals.
Non-pros, but just guys who really rated themselves. The controversy around this is that she won the race, but there was a guy who came in a couple of hundredths of a second after, who was a non-pro. He was, in Tom's word, a hobbyist.
A hobbyist, yeah.
A hobbyist. So, but she still won.
Yeah.
So that proves that she is unbelievably and reliably quick at getting over 100 meters.
Correct.
But it also, the difficulty here is people are suggesting, well, if a non-pro man can get that close to a woman, what does it say about speed? I don't think that's relevant.
Not relevant at all. I think the whole thing is a little bit like, what have we shown here? I mean,
well, I think it just shows that she won.
Yeah. I mean, for every single person, male, who has sat at home and been like, yeah, if I was in the Olympics, though, I could win a women's gold medal.
That's it, isn't it? That's what they was. What was that stat?
Quietly pipe down.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the stat is, but it was. This was more general. People got asked.
Could get a silver medal though.
Oh, for God's sake, Tom!
Sorry, I'm joking.
This was the armchair. Yeah, Tom. This is people like
this
you,
is the
right?
people like
this
you.
is people like you who at home during the Olympics. I think it was something like 20% of the British public reckon if they
I think it
trained
was
for
higher.
a year,
Yeah, they could
get a
make
medal.
it to the Olympics.
Yeah,
Just to confirm,
Just like
I don't think that. I just thought it
No,
was funny
correct.
to say.
Thank God. There's a screw loose if you think that's true. Like, just look at how much these people are. I mean, we've all had that thought, haven't we? Of like, you see someone on Instagram, doesn't even have to be an elite athlete, someone who like trains a lot and gets a really fast time. We've all had the thought of, well, yeah, if I train that much, I would beat that fast. Categorically proven wrong right here.
That the women's 100 meter record is set by Flojo, which is about 30 years ago. And a more interesting debate is how good Melissa Jefferson Wooden is, because the argument is from some, and I would agree with this, that she is actually the greatest because she consistently runs under 10.6 or around that mark, whereas Flojo did it as a one-off when she got the record.
She's got the record though.
Yeah,
I think
true.
that's ultimately what people hold on to.
it
Even if
is,
you are
but, like,
consistently good.
As an individual runner, would you rather one time run that PB time or be so good, like consistently run
Consistently
that?
do it.
I
I
would
think-
prefer the consistently thing.
Yeah, but then I think to be
But in the record
remembered,
books, yeah, for sure.
yeah, it's going to take it. I just want to give a quick
Yeah.
news announcement as well. It felt like everyone in the Running Channel office was off racing this weekend. So Mark, before he headed out to Milan, took on the Beachy Head 10K and half marathon. He came 8th in the half marathon, which is
He's quick,
amazing.
Mark, isn't he?
He's also,
So quick.
just to confirm, he did a 10K on the Saturday and a
Yeah.
half marathon on the Sunday.
Yeah, but he didn't race the 10K.
He's a
Well,
proper
he still ran
kilo
a
though,
10K.
isn't he?
Yeah. And then Hannah also ran the 10K from the Running Channel office as well. And Oscar headed out to do the OMM. Do you know what that stands for?
Nope.
Tom?
Original Mountain Marathon.
Correct. This is,
So-
if you
How
How
thought,
did you know that?
Because I like
He loves
ultra mountain.
this.
I want
This
to
is
do
a
it
bit of
next
him.
year.
So
It's-
You've
talk-
changed.
No, I haven't changed. My fitness has just got to where my brain is. It's self nav. It's
Yeah.
in the lakes, is it?
Yeah.
You have to do it in pairs. I'm pretty sure.
You
And
can do it solo
can you-
as well, I think.
Anyway, he's doing it with a mate.
Yeah.
You have to carry all your tent, camping equipment, food, everything is non-supported. There's cut-off times. You have to hit checkpoints, and it's pretty grueling. It's often really bad weather,
Yeah.
and you're like you say, you're self-navigating.
Right.
So
No, maybe it is in pairs actually. Sorry, I think you're right.
Good
also,
for him. I'm
we were
going up there as well, but I'm going to Centre Parks.
Also, we were looking it up before he set off last week, and apparently in 2024 there were like no finishers. So we were like, "Good luck, mate." It's like the Barclay Marathons, but harder. The Barclay Marathons Lake District Edition. Right, should we do some questions?
Let's do it. This question is from Tom. He has failed to give
Not me.
a location. Not you.
No.
What he does say he likes the podcast though.
Oh, thanks. Tom.
It's thanks
Definitely
to
not
you.
this Tom, then.
No. It's thanks to you guys that I got the running bug and have signed up for my first marathon. That's good, isn't it? Do let us know where you're from next time, though. Oh no, I live in Sheffield.
Jesus.
Owen's done you there, mate. Owen has done you there.
Oh, have you done that on purpose?
We literally read out this
We did
question
read, yeah.
between each other before start.
Anyone who knows the city well will know it's not flat. There are hills in every direction.
Sorry, which city was this?
Sheffield.
Thank you.
My question is, how should I follow a training plan which is based on pace and heart rate zones when the gradient is always varying so much? Could I use gap pace, grade adjusted pace, for example, but would my training plan think that I'm working at a lower effort because the pace is off? I'm not sure it accounts for a gradient. It'd be great if you could cover this on the podcast. So grade adjusted pace, so what your pace would be if you were running on flat ground.
Tom, you had some thoughts on this.
I've got a few thoughts.
Great.
There is a variable that hasn't been discussed in this. What are you training for?
Marathon.
So, yeah, but what type of marathon? Is it a hilly marathon? Is it a flat marathon? So there's a big factor there. If it is a flat marathon, then yes, this is annoying. However, I'm a big believer in you need to train in what you're in the kind of scenario that what you're going to run in. Because even with grade adjusted pace, although yes, you will be running at the same effort level, your body isn't going to get used to running at that exact pace you need to run, in my opinion, for your marathon. So things I'd be looking at, I know Sheffield well, is there anywhere you could drive to like a running track to do speed sessions or anything like that? Could you, if you can hack it, do long runs on a treadmill? like anything you can. If it is a flat marathon, if it's a hilly marathon, I mean, jobs are good. In.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Even if it is a hilly marathon, I'd say like the only sessions where being on the flat is preferable are your speed sessions,
Which
like
you can
Tom
easily
said.
do on a track.
Yeah, even if you can just find
or by a river, by a canal.
Yeah, and for some of
Round a
them, you could run to effort rather than pace. So if it is, for example, like you need to do some intervals at like 10k pace, then what is that in terms of effort, and like run those efforts. You can get grade adjusted pace live on your watch, which I didn't know.
Oh, really?
So maybe trying with that. But then, yeah, for long runs, for easy runs, obviously for easy runs and recovery runs, try to keep it like as easy as possible. But I think for your long runs, if you're training for a hilly race, I'm going to assume maybe it's the Sheffield Marathon that Tom signed up for. I mean, in which case
you're in the right
perfect,
place, yeah.
Run the route as your long run.
Yeah.
But Andy will be back next week. It's half term, so he's off somewhere with his hordes of children, somewhere in the UK.
Chartered as shit.
Hey, I made it here. It's half term.
He's hurt his hamstring,
Has
so
he?
I hope it's feeling better, Andy.
Oh,
yeah,
right,
we'll
okay.
hear about that next week.
We wish you well.
Oh, sorry, yeah, and Rick's here because half term doesn't exist when you don't work.
Yeah. And what's the I recently discovered this. What's the French nanny called?
The what?
You can get a nanny that's
au pair.
an
Oh,
au
an au
pair.
pair.
There we go. I recently discovered what they were. You can tell I didn't have one. Bonjour. Yeah.
Bonjour.
You can go anywhere when you've got an au pair, can't you?
I haven't got an au pair.
Well, you don't know.
It's just Carol Kelsey putting on a French accent. Bonjour, children.
Scouse Frenchie.
Right, on that note,
We'll
see you next week.
Bye.